All right, you fucking pussies, welcome back. Today I want to talk to you guys about how important mastering the basics of your craft is. And when I'm talking about the basics, it's anything. It's a hobby, it's your job, it's your life, it's your family. It's getting good at the very basic structural foundation of everything that you're doing. So if we're talking about the gym, it's the very basic exercises of a body part. If we're talking about, I don't know, your job, right? Let's say you work in sales, right? What's the very basic foundation of working in sales? Talking to people. You got to master that. You have to be so profoundly good at the very easiest parts of your job that when you build upon that and you get into the more complex stuff, it's easier and you already have a good grasp on what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to use the example of the gym because it's something that I am very good at relating to regular life, right? If I'm going to go in there and build a chest workout, the number one thing I always have in a chest workout is some kind of pressing, some kind of bench pressing, right? It doesn't always have to be a barbell press. It might be incline. It could be, dumbbell incline or dumbbell flat bench. It's the very basic, the very core exercise of building your pectoral muscles, because it's a compound movement, but it's basic. Any bodybuilder you see will do some type of pressing every chest day. They will do some kind of squatting every leg day. It might not be a powerlifter's version of a squat, but it's some kind of weight on their shoulders and a squat, right? The basics, because the basics are where your foundation comes from. This is something I want you guys to kind of take with you and teach yourself how to apply it to other aspects of your life. Like I said with the job thing, if you work in construction, what kind of construction are you in? Are you a carpenter? Are you a mason? Whatever the case may be, what are the very basics? What's the first thing that you learn as a carpenter, as a mason, as a laborer, as a salesman, as a fucking writer, as a video game streamer, right? Like, what's the very first thing that you learn about your job? What's the very first thing you learn about being a father, a mother? What's the very first thing you learn about everything that you do? The basics are what you have to get uncontrollably, irrevocably amazing at. Once you do that, everything else will come naturally. Everything else will fall into place. You might have, you're still going to have to work. You're still going to have to bust your ass, but everything comes like in waves. It's like a video game. You never start off at a boss battle, man. You start off learning the controls of the game, right? That's another good analogy. You start off learning the controls of the game, how to play it. You learn how to attack and defend yourself. You learn how to heal yourself, use potions, equip new weapons, upgrade your weapons, right? And then you get into the real shit. But because you already have some kind of base idea of how the game works, you know what to look for. You know how the game works. Get stupid good at the basics. Master the basics. Get to a level where the basics, you don't even have to think twice about them anymore. Make sure that they're fucking second nature. Now, here's the other thing, is sometimes you have to go back and revisit the basics. If you get a promotion at work and now you're a manager, right, or a supervisor or something, I know a lot of supervisors who are new to the role, never had the experience before. And the thing is, they try so hard to impress in their new role that they stop doing the stuff that got them to this new role. You have to keep up the things that you were doing in the first place, right? When that happens, go back and revisit the basics. Have another look over them. Maybe there's some stuff that you can kind of reinforce in your own mind. There's stuff that you can reteach yourself. Being able to go back and look at the very beginning of something it's a very useful tool. It's going to help you a lot in the long run. I don't care whatever you're doing in your life, master the basics, you know? Like I said, the gym is just an analogy that I use, but if you can take the concept of what I said about the bench press, about the squat, about the deadlifts, right? take that concept and apply it to fucking everything else in your life. Everything. Learn and relearn the basics until it's just second nature. When you do that, your life's gonna get a lot easier. A lot fucking easier. There's basics in everything, man. Driving a car, learning to walk. It's the same thing as learning how to walk before you run, right? You have to get good at putting one foot in fucking front of the other before you start sprinting and putting them in front of each other wicked fast. Take the time and master the basics and watch how much your life improves. See you guys later.